And oh, there we go. So yeah, I called you two here today because we're gonna discuss Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1,
Oh boy.
Return of the Jedi. I mean,
Oh boy.
so yeah, a little background here. It came out what 2010, I think.
I believe so.
2010, downloadable only title. Um, and it was supposed to be in the same vein as the Genesis era Sonics, and it even got to the point where they were like, "Yeah, we're actually going back a bit." This is like I try to remember the name of the guy, but I remember reading an interview in Nintendo Power where they're like, "Yeah, we're trying to go back. Okay, cut out all these friends. Just make it straight up Sonic, and so on and so forth."
Basic.
And upon release, well, yeah, they kind of got the gameplay, but a lot of people were saying, "Nah, son, nah, this is flawed." So, all right.
Well, the main thing I wanted to do with the game from the start was split the Sonic storyline with the Sonic Adventure series going on to Colors and eventually Sonic Generations. And they wanted to keep the Genesis era as a storyline called the Death Egg Saga and continue Sonic 4 as a continuation from Sonic 3 as a Death. So they attempted to do the same game style, and I
They
think it's
completely failed it. I don't
yeah.
know how they didn't do it correctly. Well, mainly I think, personally, in my opinion, that because they didn't go with sprites, well, they did, but they went with the whole 3D look.
That's
Yeah.
another thing. It looks horrible.
It looks horrible. They didn't keep it like with the retro kind of how if they just took like the Sonic 3 sprites and made them a little bit better, even if they went with more of the Sonic Advance style, that would have been perfect. And then they just have to, build the engine, you
Yeah.
know, make the physics not derpy, and it would have been a fine game.
Yeah.
Oh, and the music too. I mean, I did like some of the music
Oh.
since it was like remixed and stuff,
Yeah.
Um,
but
well,
Some of the
actually,
music.
you
They,
guys
they,
are you guys are actually jumping to some of the questions I've written here, but
oh, I'm
let me.
awesome.
sorry.
Well, it's all
I'm
right.
s-
It's all right. It's all right. Let me just cut you guys off here and go with the
Let-
first question. How did you feel when the game was first announced? Like, what were your first impressions?
oh boy, look. Sega trying again at failing.
I
How's
was
that?
actually a little bit hyped for it because I was like, oh hey, I mean, I liked Unleashed, I liked Colors,
Okay,
and
just for the record, I had that on a recording saying that somebody liked Unleashed.
yes,
I
Okay.
I
liked
do like
Unleashed.
Unleashed. You have it on recording. Unleashed was a good game.
It
I
was a
don't care
good
what
game.
anyone says. The Werehog was fun. The idea of it and the concept of the Werehog was retarded, but it was fun. The beat 'em up sections were a nice change of pace than just going fast.
It was a great game. What angered me about Unleashed was they're like, hey, it's going to be pure Sonic, pure fun. Okay, that's partially true, and they were partially lying at the same time.
Yeah,
Because they
it's
found a way to shoehorn in a different character, yet it's the same character.
yeah. One thing I never understood about that is like, okay, it was being advertised as being straight up, just Sonic, speeding through everything, and then oh hey, check this shit out, yo.
I remember I used to be part of one of the largest Sonic community websites, and right when Sonic Unleashed, where it shows the Werehog or whatever, everybody's like, "The fuck, Sega."
Let me guess. Was that website Sonic Stadium, something like that?
Yep.
Yep,
Hey.
Sonic Stadium. I lurk Sonic Stadium in retro. I refuse to post at all because people will just shit talk me.
Yeah.
because of my
Uh,
opinions.
Not in the Sonic discussion. You go, God forbid you go
uh,
on a political discussion. On
uh,
topic.
well, it's sad, but you kind of spiked there. So
Yeah.
quality. This is professional recording, everybody. We know what we're doing.
You know, or saying, don't
But
buy
yeah.
rare product.
Wait, did you say don't buy rare product? Oh, Razer products?
These are.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't buy rare products anymore either.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why are you making me so
Oh God.
upset?
Hold on. I need to wait. Hold on. I need to check my speakers there because that just like kind of pierced my ears.
I'm sorry. It's
No,
probably
you're good. I think that
I'm-
kind of needed to be shouted at the top of the lungs. It's like don't go for rare anymore. They lost their way. But anyway, my first impressions on Sonic 4, I was actually genuinely, interested when I first saw the news in Nintendo Power. And I was like, oh, wow, they're actually gonna have, old school Sonic, as it was on the Genesis, and I was looking at the screens, I was like, yeah, that looks cool. Can't wait for this game to come out.
A story terribly biased Nintendo Power.
Dude, I'm a subscriber.
I used to be a subscriber, but unfortunately,
I was-
the only thing I subscribe to now is the Sonic Archie comics. That's all I get.
Same thing.
I was
do
wondering
as well.
if you
Yep.
could do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Both her and I read the Sonic Archie comics.
I used to read those all the time when I was a kid. Anyway, so first impressions done.
I actually have my issue 2 here. All wrapped in plastic.
Wait, what issue number?
Number 2, Sonic Archie.
Let's see. So, ooh. All right, now to the question you guys were kind of jumping in before. How did you guys, or what did you guys think about the graphics and or animation?
Very sloppy, very grainy. The actual stages looked horrible. They looked plasticky. It didn't feel realistic. Or at
Sometimes-
least it was too cartoony, if that's even possible.
Also, on at some point, especially the ruins level, it was hard to tell if the floor from the wall behind it. Sometimes.
Let's see. What did I think? Well, basically, I thought that all the levels looked kind of, well, except for that casino level, but that's another issue entirely. But
I really like the
it's
games.
well, for me, they seemed kind of like they weren't unique. Like none of them really stood out.
Okay, you want to know what the levels were? Splash Hill, Green Hill. Casino,
Well, okay.
Casino Night.
The Splash Hill,
Casino
the
Night.
Splash Hill one. Okay, you gotta have some sort of green hill in every Sonic game.
Oh, you
That
know.
That is true. I mean, but you remake it to be a little bit more different. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
They didn't have it in Sonic Adventure 2.
that is true.
Actually, they did have you unlocked all 150 emblems, but
But
100,
that's
180, my friend, 180. I know this
I
because
think they dumbed it down for Adventure 2.
nah,
No, Adventure 2 is 180.
yeah,
Okay.
and I still have yet to get all that, but I haven't
I have
played
on
that.
stream. Ha.
I haven't played that in forever. The one
I've beaten Adventure 2, that's 47 times.
you what?
I keep the game 47 times. I keep count.
Oh, you
beat
beat
it
it 47 times? Jesus.
I love it too.
It's my favorite Sonic game, but still.
Yeah, the only one I'm not looking forward to getting emblems for is, what was it, Mad Space, that ginormous Emerald Hunt level.
Mad Space is one of the worst levels.
Yeah,
Mad
whoever
Space.
made that level should be shot. But let's see. Animation. I got a thing about the animation in this, okay?
Let
Sonic,
hold on.
Sonic's... So what?
Let's add an animation for turning the character that delays the turning, so the controls are even more sluggish. There's literally for him to turn from left to
Well,
right.
not
Takes
only
1
that,
second.
but all of his moves seem to be, like, slow. Like, when he's running and when he's spinning...
When he spin dashes, he doesn't gain speed down a hill. He loses speed.
Oh, one of my favorite things was there was a point where I was running up a pool, and I get up it. I didn't press any buttons at this point, but right when I reached the peak, I'm sitting there on a vertical incline, just standing there. Like going back
45
down.
degree angles. Amazing.
No,
Yeah.
a 90-degree angle.
Oh, 90?
Yeah, he's...
Just standing there without falling or going up.
Well, my gripe with the animation is that, okay, when he's running, full tilt, it doesn't seem like he's really going fast.
Running?
Yeah, it
Feel
just
like he's
and his, spin, basically whenever he's like curled up in a ball, even that seems slow whenever it's spinning.
You're too slow.
Come on, step it up.
I mean, it just doesn't match his speed at all, and it just really doesn't seem right. But yeah, I also, that's another thing, the physics in this game are all off. It's like, I remember one thing that's immediately apparent between this and earlier games is that when you come to like a little curved section where you usually, just like straight up run or spin dash up, you can actually stop on the little curved part there and you won't like fall back or anything. Oh crap, did I lose both of you guys?
Nope.
No, no, we're here. We're
Oh
listening.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like waiting for someone to say there, but yeah. It was like and when I went to go back and replay earlier today, in all the earlier games, if you stopped on any curved part, you would actually or Sonic would actually, take a few steps back until he was back on flat land, or he would actually, he would move backwards, but here he would just stick to the curve. And I guess that kind of goes with what you were saying there, Mr. Link, in regards to how you managed to actually stick Sonic 90 degrees on a wall.
Huzzah! City Programming presents.
Also, am I the only one who thinks that the homing attack should not have been in this game?
I don't. I'm a
Nope,
huge.
you are not the only one. I mean, homing attack is cool, but it's only good for
The 3D
Three-
games.
the 3D games.
Yeah,
I've been a
because
huge advocate for removing it. Did they have it in Sonic Rush? I can't remember.
I think they might have, but
I know
the
they
way-
had.
I think they had a similar move, but
But I think the
It
way
wasn't
they set it
exactly
up
true.
is that it didn't like slow you down and it didn't target absolutely everything. I think the only thing it targeted were enemies and it just kept you moving because in those games movement was everything pretty much.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, here's my favorite, the music. What did you guys think about it?
pretty mediocre. But I would have to say if I had to choose my favorite track, it would have to be the remix special stage theme.
Yeah,
Off my
I'll
nose.
agree there. Although I'm a huge fan of loving the Sonic 3 soundtrack because it was partially produced by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I actually had that written down here. Is that Michael Jackson actually did do some music for 1 and for most of 3.
If you actually take some of the tracks from 3 and line it up with certain songs from his albums, they'll match.
Yes, they will.
Huh, never knew that before.
Like,
Guess I'll have to try that.
Ice Cap is.
I love Ice Cap, so
Oh yeah, Ice Cap
What
had
was?
an
No.
amazing track.
What did it line up with again?
I can't remember. Hold on. Google.
But yeah, I do know that Michael Jackson did, what was it, Stardust, no, not Stardust Speedway, that's Sonic CD.
Yeah.
It was like Starlight Zone, something like that, for Sonic 1. I know he did that one.
Yeah.
And I know he did most of 3, but the thing about that one was that he didn't want to be credited with that one because he wasn't. From what I've read, is that apparently he wasn't satisfied with how, his work turned out. So he was like, "Yeah, sorry about this one, but don't put me on the credits." So,
Yeah.
and I mean, in my opinion, the music for Sonic 4, they all kind of sounded similar, and they didn't really stand out too much to me.
It was the drum that they used.
That's kind of an interesting thing you mentioned. I'm not sure if that was
They
it.
used the same thing with like almost the exact same tempo for each certain song, so it was kind
Yeah,
of
there
repetitive.
was certain. Yeah, there was definitely
Oh my
some.
god.
There's definitely some parts that sounded exactly the same. I do remember reading that in Nintendo Power there was an interview and they said that they were actually trying to record it in a way such that it was similar to the Genesis games, and to the extent that they were trying to actually recover some of the things that they used for making music on the Genesis versions, and that some of them were actually missing. But I think they either got the same thing that they used for the guitar or bass parts, or they got the same player to compose them.
Well, Jun Seno is, if I'm even pronouncing that, is the
What was that again?
main writer. Jun Seno is the guy who writes the music for all the Sonic. I don't know if he did for Sonic the Hedgehog 4 because it doesn't sound like any of his work.
Yeah, because let me see. I guess this is time for Wikipedia to come to the rescue.
Jun Seno is the guy who wrote Live and Learn from Adventure 2.
Yep.
Wait, he wrote the
Also,
lyrics?
He wrote the music. He's the guitarist for Crush 40, the frontline band for Sonic.
Oh, no. Then he definitely didn't do music for this. He did.
No, he's also the music producer. He's hired by the team to also do the music for all the games.
Oh, all right. I guess I'm getting a little mixed up here, but yeah, Wikipedia does list Jun Senoue as the composer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing him correct.
And nobody knows how to pronounce it.
yeah. And I found out it was Stranger in Moscow that matches up to Ice Cap Zone.
Stranger in Moscow. I guess I'll have to try that out. Let's see. Moving on. There was something that came to my mind that I wrote down for this, and this is kind of like my opinion in a way. So, Sonic the Hedgehog is a game/series about movement, not speed. Do you agree or disagree, and thoughts of it?
Well, the basis is movement, but it has an emphasis on speed because they wanted to differentiate from Mario, who's also a game based on movement.
Right.
So they went for a speedier platformer.
Okay.
So in a way, it's yes and yes to the question, I guess.
You said yes and no?
Yes and yes.
Oh, yes and yes? Alright. Alright, what about you, Ima?
I don't really know. I mean, there are times that you do have to go fast, but depending on the level and how it's, designed, I would have to say it would have to be movement because you might have to be careful and do like super platforming.
There's no speed on Angel Sanctuary Zone.
Well,
sorry.
take even Sonic CD.
Okay,
Uh,
that's a good
Metallic
example.
Madness.
Oh, I don't think I've gotten to that zone.
Oh my god, I was streaming it and
Uh,
dying over and over.
Metal
There was a
Man.
stupid part where it's like you have to go slow and platform one by one, and there are these spinning platforms.
And then it completes at the end of the boss fight with Metal Sonic.
I thought Metal Sonic was Stardust
Stardust
Speedway.
Speedway.
Oh, it is? Is it Stardust Speedway?
Yeah.
I get
Yes,
it
it
mixed
is.
up.
Metallic Madness is like one of the last ones.
But yeah, let me explain why I wrote that. See, what the main thing I found that was especially jarring between Sonic the Hedgehog 4 and, the previous numbered series is that even while I'm doing, all the platforming bits, I'm still, in the middle of moving. I'm still moving in one direction or another. I'm not really stopping much. However, in Sonic 4, when you get to some of the major platforming bits, all the platforming bits have you stop. Like, you mentioned earlier, Link, that that cavern bit where you had to light the torches.
Oh,
That's
God.
pretty much like a straight up dead stop until you get it right. And in Splash Hill Zone, you have the vines where you have to
Those
get.
vines made no sense to me.
Yeah, basically, you couldn't just like keep moving on. You had to stop, grab onto a vine, build up your momentum, launch off, grab
That
onto another vine, keep moving, and then once you cleared all the vines, then you could keep moving on. If
that
it, yeah,
leads into another problem that this game faces, but we'll touch on that. This.
yeah, because Sonic 4, when you compare it to earlier series, it's really stop and go. Like it's not really just a smooth course. Like okay, you come up against the challenge bit, but well you fell down. You either fell down a bottomless pit or you fell down into an alternate route where you can keep on going. Here, you either get the route right or you have to go back and try again. And it just leads to a lot of stop and go, and it just completely breaks the pace.
One of the things that hallmark 1 to Sonic 3 is the fact that the levels are designed in pathways, meaning that
You're going to have to restate that because you kind of cut out there.
I cut out. The Sonic 1 through Sonic 3 is designed on pathways.
Right.
Meaning you can take a high road, a medium road, and a low road, and you can change in between them based on a skill level.
Right.
However, better you are. Sonic 4 did it, but it didn't do it well. In fact, they consistently sent you to choke points where you had to do a certain thing to get past it. You couldn't go to A, B, or C to get around it. The games are do this all the time where they don't do the different pathways, but it's fine. I mean, I don't know.
What games don't?
3D games. The Sonic 3D games are the earlier ones, like Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure.
It had a linear path system.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. The Sonic Adventure games, those are more like, well, I guess in a way they've kind of described both, but more like, obstacle courses than, zones or levels that you find your way through. But I don't know. I think the obstacle course type setup is more ideal for the 3D games. But I don't know. It's kind of difficult to describe when the same term can apply to both. Oh, speaking of which, what do you think about the level design? In regards to like movement and stuff. Well, I guess we can just go straight up talking about level design.
The constant choke into intense platforming made the great, especially in casino part where you had to go on the cards that kept flipping or you fall into a pit.
Yeah, I hated that. It's like you said
I hated it, but it actually added difficulty to the
It,
game.
it that's the thing.
However, it's fake difficulty.
Yeah,
It,
it was like you said. Constant
right,
choke. Hold on.
like
You said constant choke points into platforming.
intense platforming, but
Intense platforming.
I enjoy it for the difficulty, but it is very frustrating sometimes when there's not an A, B, or C to take around it.
Yeah, that's another thing. It was like, well, that's the thing though. It wasn't this. That's the thing. Okay, that this particular level design where you don't really have like an alternate route to take. I think that's. I haven't really kept up with the more modern Sonic games, but that type of design, I think, is starting with Sonic 4 itself because I've played Sonic Rush on the DS. Yeah, that one came out for the DS, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I played Sonic Rush, and even in that one, there was at least almost always at least one alternate path you could take in the area. But here you got some branching, but they usually just converge back on the same points, and you still have to go through that one section before you can find another converge or diverge.
Now let me iterate. A lot of problems points would have been solved if the controls were not so sluggish at times.
All right, sorry to do this, but you're gonna have to restate that again.
Uh, the choke points wouldn't be so bad with platforming if the controls were not so sluggish.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I had a hell of a lot easier time moving Sonic around in, the Genesis era games, and then here we go. We got a new Sonic game, and the controls are just kind of off.
I mean, back to the card where the cards are turning. There's a similar thing like that in Sonic 3 where rocks jutting out of a waterfall and then they go back into the waterfall. That's on Sonic 3, and this, because of how long it takes to get your character to move and jump, it made it almost impossible until about 20 minutes later.
Yeah, 20 seconds later.
Not only that, but with the sluggish controls plus the homing attack, I've had times where the homing attack has failed on me and actually
Fuck the
got me
homing
hurt.
attack. Goddamn.
Or
I
where the
remember when
homing attack killed me.
Oh, that's. I remember like when I was first playing this game, I was kind of having a little trouble in the casino zone because there were. I think it was like the second level where you had to use homing attack on the stacks of cards, and you had to do that 3 times in a row before you finally got them to activate and move you on the path. And I've actually. It was like the first time I was playing this, I kept actually, messing up on the third homing attack or the second homing attack and speed off into the pit because it didn't accurately target it enough. Like, that's the main problem with homing attack is that you really don't have control over where it went. But at the same time, the way they have it set up, you really, I don't know, I think I'm going a little off here, but the homing attack is just finicky and works when it wants to. And it also has no place in a 2D Sonic game.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I actually have that as a question here, is thoughts on the homing attack, and it's like, good for 3D games, but pretty much unnecessary in 2D games due to difference in movement.
Yep.
Because, when you think about it, okay, Sonic never really needed a homing attack when you played him on Genesis, did you?
If you bounced on an enemy, you bounced up really high, and then you could just do that and like chain it and then like go to a higher path. That's all you
Homing
need it for.
homing attack is easy mode, but it's also death mode too.
Well, here's another thing. I think it also kind of led into lazy level design because I noticed in Sonic 4 there were several levels that always had that one particular floating enemy. I'm sorry, I'm not a big enough Sonic fan to remember the enemy, but it was like that little blue round thing with jets at the bottom.
I don't
And
remember the name of it.
yeah, I don't remember the name of it either. But
It's a bad nick. That's what counts.
yeah, it's a bad nick. And basically, there was always that chain of enemy in certain points in almost every level. Where if you used your homing attack several times in a row, it would get you to the next part of the level. So, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that's kind of lazy, or are they trying to justify the homing attack, or what?
Sega's just lazy. I mean, they were so lazy that they basically took old bosses and put them in the game too, so.
I
It's like,
I
oh
think
hey, Sonic, it prints money. Here we go.
I think it spawned as a way to say, hey, let's do this a little easier, but it's also a gimmick. We have something new for the game now.
I don't know. In a
Well,
way, it
Matt,
might also have been a way to try and attract, some of the audience that came in during the 3D games.
Mm, well, Sega gets a lot of its crowdsourcing from Sonic Sega itself. I mean, most of the people there that work there are just for Sega, so I don't think you would necessarily have a problem with getting bigger fans. So by adding a gimmick from another game, especially one where most of the people in the Sonic fandom were like, no, don't put this in there. They still put it in there.
Oh, they still put them in there? I'm gonna assume that was a yes there.
Yeah.
Fucking Razor. Well, I guess I can kiss any chance at a sponsorship goodbye because of that. Not like I used their products in the first place.
You don't pay for a sponsor. Besides, they only sponsor MLG Pro.
And, well, the only way you get MLG Pro is if you play them Halos or them CODs or them Dotas anymore. But anyway, well, let's see. Believe it or not, I think we're kind of just blowing through these questions here. I think we kind of touched on this before, is the pacing of the games in regards to, how you keep moving through a level. And I think someone said it was like, just, I forgot how you described it. It was like, it's like a dead stop and then intensive platforming.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it was for Sonic 4. It really is just a lot of stop and go, and
then let's add in a terrible puzzle in the ancient.
in the ancient ruins. Fuck me. Whoever thought that the torches were a good one should also be a shot.
Oh, the torches were horrible. that and
I like how you just like chimed in. It's like as soon as we mentioned the torches, it's like, oh, fuck the torches.
Fuck that, because I'm getting flashbacks now, and I'm like, I haven't played this game in a long time, and I don't really want to ever again.
Believe it or not, I replayed that exact level again today, and I got to the part where there were like 4 torches, and you have to light exactly 2 of them in order to advance, but if you light more than those 2, other, little platforms would come out and block your way, and you pretty much be trapped in that room. I spent like 3 3 to 5 minutes before I just like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'm done. I already beat this game before, so.
Yeah.
I found
So
out there was a
mine
10
card.
minute. I found out there was a 10-minute time limit on that level due to that puzzle.
There's a 10-minute time limit in all Sonic games, bro.
Not every single one. In the classic ones, yeah, but in like something like Sonic Adventure and stuff like that, no.
Well, I've never 10-minute time limit in those games before, so.
Yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, it's like, okay, I was like watching some of my times for when I was replaying the old ones, and it was like, let's see, in Sonic 4, the Splash Hill Zone Act 1, I think I probably took around maybe a minute and 40 some odd seconds to get through. Maybe. So what?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. And when I replayed Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one, my finishing time just for, I haven't played that game in forever except until today. And it only took me 33 seconds, according to the timer, to get through.
Fast.
And in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the first zone, Act 1, also just took me around 1 minute 4 seconds. And then I even tried some of the more obstacle-laden courses in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Flying Battery Zone. Well, actually, I don't think I finished that one. Carnival Zone. That was the one I did.
Oh.
Carnival Zone. Okay.
Carnival isn't bad once you remember that you just have to go up and down on the barrels.
Yeah. Well, I went.
Figuring that out as a kid was horrible.
Oh, that was a terrible thing.
Oh my god.
I was just remembering that it's like, this is the exact part me and my brother stopped on. And because of that, we never really finished the game in co-op. And reflecting on that now, it's like, God damn it, Sega, I want my childhood back, you bastards. Like, we could have probably just kept on playing co-op until we beaten the game. It would have been a fantastic occasion, but no, those dick-ass barrels. But anyway,
everybody hates the barrels.
Anyway, going back, completing the entire zone, like both acts, and getting to the boss was around 7 minutes and maybe some seconds and change. Now, compare that to just that one level in Sonic 4. Jesus Christ. They really did kind of pad this out, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. I mean, 3 acts per level. We were like,
well, I think that was kind of like, cheap attempt at trying to appeal to classic, because if you remember Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one, it also had 3 acts, but it wasn't 3 acts and then an entire level dedicated to the boss. It was 3 acts, and at the end of the 3rd act, there was a boss.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing it also kind of messes up in pacing. And feel free to speak up, you guys, because otherwise it'll just be one guy ranting all the time. But, yeah, if you ask me, one of the bigger problems in regards to pacing was how you went to the levels. Because in previous games, what you do is like you clear the level, and then it would just transition automatically to the next level. And in Sonic 3, or starting in Sonic 3, you would start at the exact same spot you cleared the last act until you finished the zone. That way you just kept on moving through all these levels. But here, it's like, oh, you cleared an act. Press the button if you want to go on to the next act in the zone, or go to the level screen. And
why doesn't it just continue?
Exactly. Why do we have a level select? Why did
I don't know.
That bugged me. It should have continued.
I have no clue why they decided to put a level select in the first place.
Alright, I just got through this level. Go back to the menu where we have shitty menu music.
Or you can press the A button to continue on in the same zone. But yeah, I mean, I actually saw a video of a leaked alpha of this game, and they had menus there. But I was like, it's an alpha. This is, like the level select debug codes in the earlier ones, so obviously it's gonna be taken out, and it's gonna be more like classic. So yeah, I'm still hyped. And yeah, downloaded the game. How about that level select?
Why? And I mean, they had the special stages that you could do it from level select to. I mean, that's kind of cool, where you can beat it and then go back to it and replay it again. It's like, oh hey, that.
Yeah, I do like the
Can
fact that you can replay the special zones, but
I think I know
does
how the
everything
menu
else
system
now.
was because they had a similar system in Sonic Colors, and they usually whenever Sega sees, oh, this game was successful, they think everything about that game was successful, and then seeks to emulate it in every other game.
was Sonic Colors also done by Sonic Team?
Was it done by Sonic Team? It was done by a
The thing
Wii-based
is,
Sonic Team.
Let me look it up here.
well, Sonic 4 was done by Dimps, wasn't it?
Sonic Colors was done by Dimps on Nintendo DS and Sonic Team for the Wii. How about that?
Yep. The thing is, Dimps is a horrible, just...
Wait.
I don't even
back.
know.
Let me go back
They're-
here.
They make horrible, like, handheld versions.
Developers for Sonic 4, Dimps and Sonic Team.
Yep. I told you.
Well, yeah, but then you
I've
start
heard-
looking... But here's the thing. You start looking at the platforms, and now you're like, okay, which one did they really work on? Because you've got PSN, Xbox Live Arcade, WiiWare, and then you've got iOS, BlackBerry Playbook, Windows Phone 7, Android...
They released Sonic 4 for the iOS as well.
Yeah, the iOS version had different levels, though, so I guess that's kind of its own
But-
game.
Yeah, but they were mini games, some of the levels, like, play pinball and get, like, a 100k score in it to beat the level. Or
Okay.
the complete minecart level, where you have to keep on flipping your iOS, your phone, so it's like
Are you
it follows...
serious?
Yeah.
Hold on,
I've
I gotta look
seen-
up a video of this.
I have it on my
Oh,
phone.
you do?
I have it on my phone.
Oh.
You have to keep on turning it all different ways to reach the end.
Lego,
It's
when we say
horrible.
we're Sonic fans, we're Sonic fans through the thick and thin.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I remember back in the day, okay, I just, like, on the Genesis, me and my brother, we were like, oh, yeah, this is cool. It's like, yeah. I mean, I guess I was, like, one of those rare households that got to play both Super Nintendo and Genesis, but we primarily played Super Nintendo because we can only play for, like, 30 minutes on a time on the Genesis because the TV we had to use was the one the parents watched TV on, so it was
my only sanctuary to play Sonic the Hedgehog was the arcade machine in my dentist office.
Wait, your dentist office had a Sonic the Hedgehog arcade machine?
Sonic 2 arcade machine. That was the first time I ever played, and I really enjoyed going to the dentist just because I knew I'd get to play Sonic.
Jesus Christ, dude, you were lucky, man. That shit's amazing. But yeah, I remember it's like we had one of those multi-game carts that was released by Sega that had all sorts of stuff. It was like I think it had like Hang On, Streets of Rage on it, and Sonic the Hedgehog. No, it was an actual official one.
I know.
And it had the original Sonic the Hedgehog on it. But that wasn't the first one we really played that much. We played a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. We were like, oh my god, this is amazing, this is fun.
Because
And
it's
then,
the best one.
And then it's like one of our friends had like the lock-on cart, and we were like, "Oh my god!" And then eventually we got our own lock-on cart, and we were like, "Ah!" But yeah, it was fun times.
I never owned Sonic and Knuckles on cart, but if I did,
I want
I
that.
know that I would have done is I would have taken the Game Genie. I would have gotten all my friends to use the Sonic and Knuckles and make a tower. Keep on stacking it.
Well,
Keep on.
actually, I'm gonna go ahead and.
I wanted one, but they're so hard to find.
Oh, what, the Game Genie or the lock-on cart?
The lock-on.
I have one kicking around here. In fact, hold on, let me bust out this little tray here.
Don't tell me you have a lock-on cartridge.
Let's see.
I'll give you my right leg for it.
Let's see, that's Berenstain Bears Camping Adventure, Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Bear.
Oh, look, original case, original cartridge, original instruction booklet. How about that? But no, this is just Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I still haven't found the lock-on cart yet. That's Toy Story. That's Vector Man. Oh, the 6-pack I was talking about. Let's see, what's on this? We have Golden Axe, Sonic the Hedgehog, Columns, Revenge of Shinobi, Streets of Rage, and Super Hang-On.
That's a lot of good games on there.
Yeah, let's see, Echo Jr.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry. You don't speak of Echo the Dolphin near me.
No. Echo Jr.
I don't care. You don't speak of Echo the Dolphin near me.
Let's see, Battleship, Micro Machines. I actually have that. I have the Sega version of the Mario Paint mouse right here. Like, I have their version of the game as well. It's called Wacky Worlds Creativity Studio. And it's like Sonic and Tails on the front here. Let's see, a bunch of GameCube games. Shoot. I know I have it. Huh. Oh, here's the original Echo the Dolphin.
I burned.
Huh. I guess I'm gonna have to look for the lock-on cart, but I know we have it.
Cause I give him my leg for a lock-on cart.
But yeah. Oh wow. The Echo the Dolphin case looks really different from all these other Genesis cases, because this one's just like black with gray lines, and these ones have like cover art and red spines.
Because it was such a terrible game.
Because that game scarred my childhood.
I never played through Echo long enough to actually, get to any of the scary parts, so I just pretty much replayed the first few levels again and again, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I was like, I want to see the end of the game.
Welcome to the machine!
Yup, I put in my Game Genie, it's like...
Nope.
Let me get some cheese for Echo the Dolphin? Sure, it's like, I want to go to the last level. Welcome to the machine. Okay. I turn that on. It's like, welcome to the machine. Fucking scary music. Aliens coming at you. I'm like, oh God, what? What does the last boss look like? So I shut it off and I put in the code for last boss. I get to it. Fucking, oh my God.
Huh. And apparently...
I saw it for like 2 seconds and shut off the system. Went, nope. Walked out. Didn't play my Genesis for like a week. Yeah. Came back. I was like, I'm not playing this game.
Apparently, I also have the DVD case for Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, but I'm missing disc 1. In other words, the actual movie. Yeah, if I remember, I got this for like, what, $8, $14, something like that. Didn't pay the whole lot. I got it at Kmart, and I didn't even pay for it. I think my mom offered to get it for me, so I was like, yeah, alright, cool.
I took it off Blockbuster's hands.
What was that?
I took it off Blockbuster's hands. It was their own copy. I was like, alright, I'll take it off your hands. You're never gonna sell it.
Wait, did they say like, no, bro, no. We're not taking that back. No, bro.
I don't think they charged me for late charges at all. I think I just paid the charge and I never gave it back.
That's perfect. Uh, but yeah. So anyway, where were we at before we got off on that tangent?
Talking about Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which brought in the lock cart.
Let's
Yes.
see. I think we were talking about pacing or
Oh,
something.
one of the things I want to mention real quick because we passed it. In regards to torches, did anyone notice while playing that level that the filter over darkness very bottom, it showed the level lit?
Oh,
Like,
the darkness was just a level, or not level, but layer, and
yeah, it was just a layer, but they forgot to put it at the very bottom for like a 3 pixel tall line.
you know, I never noticed that, and I'm usually good at noticing things like that. But
It bugged me for the entire level, and that was like the
well, here's the
what.
thing, though. It's like I think I got to a point where I was just like, speeding through all the easy parts, and then I got enough rings, hit supersonic, and then oh hey, I don't need the torch because the darkness is gone because I'm freaking golden hedgehog. But yeah, apparently if you go supersonic in that level, all the dark parts are lit up.
You still have to do the puzzle.
And that's where I
Yeah.
gave up and I was like, fuck this noise.
Try doing that puzzle with enhancement speed.
Yes, I was telling Mr. Link about this earlier. It you would the way you have to hit those torches is like you have to be really precise just to hit 2 torches. And they aren't like lined up conveniently. You have to go at an angle. But when you have enhanced speed and jump and combined with like kind of, sluggish controls, it just becomes a nightmare because you're always going to end up hitting one. And that one I'd always hit was always, oh wait, no, the 2 I always hit were always the ones that blocked my way. Or were there 5 torches? In either case, I would
No,
always
I think there was 4.
There was
in either
four.
in either case I would always be hitting that one torch that brought the wall down and blocked me. And I was like, fuck this. I'm not messing with this. I'm out. I already played enough so I can talk about it for this. Uh, Coincidentally, I also had like 100. Well, actually, after I replayed the Casino Zone and everything, it's like before I started replaying, I had around 144 lives, and once I was done, it was like somewhere around 160. And they really just trivialized a lot of stuff because of that. I mean, the new Super Mario Brothers, okay, yeah, that series gives you a ton of lives, but they give you an appropriate challenge to go with it, so you're...
I had this thought when playing before, and I'm glad you said that. I feel like Sonic the Hedgehog 4 was a response to New Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, because it was like, it's the same type of setup and everything, but the execution just kind of falls flat. It's like, yeah, Sonic, this is new Sonic Brothers Wii, I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1. And they
If
give
they
you...
wanted to do that, they could have just taken classic Sonic from Generations, now that it's out, and just make a game based around the engine and model, and it would be fine.
I love Sonic Generations Classic Zones. It was perfect.
I haven't actually played that
perfect.
yet, and I really do want to.
You
But
should. It is the best
I really
Sonic game
do.
to come
I
out
really
in
should.
10 years.
Which versions do you guys have? Do you have like the PC version or
I have PC and PS3.
PS3?
I have it on the Xbox.
Wait, did you say you had both PC and PS3, Link?
Yeah.
See, I kind of want to get the PC version.
Because people can mod it as well, and then I know
Yeah.
that there are like communities and like stuff that are making like new maps and stuff. Like they were doing Emerald Coast from Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I kind of want to go with the PC version, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not really, I wouldn't really, cry myself to sleep if I got the console version and didn't get the mods. I don't know.
My one word of warning about Generations for the Angel Sanctuary.
Angel's Sanctuary?
level. It's classic Sonic.
All right, you're gonna have to reset that because I think you kind of
third level in Generation Classic Sonic is Angel Sanctuary. That level made me rage quite a few times, especially when you have
It
to
wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. You have to race your ghosts.
Oh.
Then it gets bad.
Angel Sanctuary, isn't that one of the Game Boy Advance zones though?
It's
No,
Sonic 3.
Angel. Yeah, it's Sonic 3.
Sonic Generation.
Well, Sonic and Knuckles, but it is in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but it's not in Sonic 3.
Yeah, but isn't Angel Sanctuary?
Confusing.
It's the Angel Sanctuary. Well, in that case, is the Angel Sanctuary the? Well, it's either the one where it's either the one where you're fighting. It's either the one where you're fighting Knuckles or the one right after that where you're like kind of chasing down Robotnik and Metal Sonic.
You're chasing down Metal Sonic didn't appear till CD.
No. There was a Metal Sonic before that.
Oh, there was the other Metal Sonic. Okay.
The Mecha Sonic.
Oh, Mecha Sonic. And then
there's Silver Sonic, there's Metal Sonic, and then there's Mecha Sonic.
Yeah.
Angel Sanctuary is the level that leads up to getting onto the Death Egg.
Yeah, alright.
It's when Sonic's trying to get onto the Death Egg landed on
Yeah, alright, I know what you're talking about, yeah. I guess I should go ahead and, finish this off with the last few questions. Obviously, okay, I think we kind of went over this already, but I guess we can recap. What are the weakest points of this game?
It exists. This is coming from Sonic who actually found a little bit of joy in beating Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
You actually bothered to beat that?
Yeah.
Now loading an appropriate response to that.
Sonic fan for life, raw.
Now loading.
Come on, I've beaten Spinball.
Yeah, but Spinball wasn't that bad.
Fuck you! Spinball is horrible. I don't even care.
That's because I didn't treat it as a Sonic game. I treated it as a pinball game, and I was like...
Exactly, but still... Oh, do you know what you should play then? You should play Sonic Labyrinth.
Wait, wasn't it? I'm trying to...
You don't know what Sonic Labyrinth is?
I've heard about that one.
You gotta agree to it before I can tell you what it is.
Hold on.
Oh,
is Sonic Labyrinth the one where, okay, if you're going at full speed, you're still taking half an hour just to move 5 feet?
Yes. It's a puzzle game.
Hold on. I think that might be on...
It's on the Game Gear.
Yeah, I know that. I think they might have actually offered that on Nintendo's eShop. Let me take a look here.
Oh no! Is it coming to eShop?
No.
Hold on.
Oh no, because I know Sonic
3DS.
Chaos was, and I know that Triple Trouble was, but
I got my 3DS here, so let me look it up. Just let it load here for a while. I guess while we're waiting for that, what are the... while we're waiting for that, the follow-up question what are the strongest points of this game? Come on, play nice.
That's really hard. Okay, some of the music is alright.
That's legitimate.
The special stage is alright.
The special stages are probably the best thing about the game, hands down.
The special stages are the best part of the game.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is the only thing that works.
Sonic Labyrinth coming to Nintendo eShop.
Oh no!
Oh no! Hey, Emma, don't you stream?
Let's see. Release date to be determined.
Oh, please never to be determined. Please did not finish ever.
Let's see.
Emma,
and believe it or not. Okay, but here's the thing though. Despite this not being released for the eShop yet, it already has ratings for it. Guess what the average user rating is?
What is it?
4 stars out of 5.
Oh,
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's out of 7 ratings. So...
can you go to 1 for me?
Okay, here's the thing, though. one. There's one 1-star rating, 0 2-star ratings, 1 3-star rating, 1 4-star rating, and 4 5-star ratings.
Oh yeah,
They probably rated it 5 stars because it's just.
Oh, you guys should listen to this. What type of person is it suited for? 86% responded for everyone, and 14% responded gamers. What type of game is it? 86% said casual play, and 14% said intense play. I think they might have been trolling here.
Electronic Gaming Monthly 4.8 out of 10 and asked why not just follow the same Sonic the Hedgehog spin ball instead of pretending he can actually move while on his feet.
Wait, what?
I cut out, didn't I?
A little bit.
I'm not saying.
Oh. Well, at least type it out.
Alright.
Oh, there's a playback video.
No, please.
No.
And it's
Please.
a minute and
You don't
45
watch
seconds.
it. It's so boring.
Well, it's a minute and
boring
45
game and
seconds.
it's time limited too.
It's a minute and 45 seconds long.
Alright, Emma,
Oh,
you have
alright,
to make
alright.
a promise
Let me
now.
move this.
If that game releases on the eShop, you gotta play it on
No, I'm
Well,
not
that implies
getting it.
she can stream a 3DS.
I cannot. There is no streaming things for the 3DS, and if
You
you
can buy it for the
I
Wii,
could
the
just
eShop.
emulate it.
No, you can't get it. You can't get it on the Wii Shop or Wii.
Oh.
Because the Wii doesn't do Genesis games. The portable games are all
Emulate
for
it.
3DS.
I have most of the Sonic collections, and I'm pretty sure one of them has it.
It might be on Sonic Adventure DX or Deluxe.
I have DX and everything unlocked too. I'm pretty sure it's on DX. Let me go look it up.
Let's see. So
If I was a streamer, I would do a drunk stream of Sonic Labyrinth.
No. Oh god. Anyway, let's see. Electronic Gaming rated it 4.8 out of 10 and asked why not just follow the same Sonic the Hedgehog spinball routine instead of pretending he, Sonic, can actually move while on his feet. Oh man. Now, let's watch this video here.
I can confirm it. Yup. Sonic Adventure DX has Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Spinball, Game Gear.
I know it Emma should stream.
Oh no, I'd rather
Oh, they're
stream.
cheating. They're cheating in this because the video has them doing nothing but spin dash.
That's how you have to get around in the game. You don't understand. That's how you go fast. You can't run.
Like
It will take you 5 years to get across the map.
Like he only spends like a fraction of a second actually moving on feet, and yeah, so
Gotta go fast.
yeah, so you can't really get an accurate judgment of how slow he moves. You only see the player, who's recording this for the demo. All he's doing is just nothing but spin dash. Oh wait, no. He's moving on his feet. Jesus Christ, that is slow.
You know what?
Yes.
Sonic the Hedgehog 4 actually is the best in this game. At least that can be said.
Yep.
You know what? Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is indeed better than this one. Oh, and I think it was to you, Mr. Link, that I said that episode 2 was out. I was fooled.
I know episode 2's out, and that
I
one
have
worse.
not played it yet.
Wait, episode 2 is out?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, then they didn't release it for WiiWare.
Nope, it isn't getting where it released because the file's way too big and they dropped support for the Wii.
Ah, fuck me. That means I actually have to go out and buy some points or whatever they use for the PSN.
It's on
What?
Steam, it's on
Yeah.
PSN, and it's on 360.
Yeah, but I have money tied up in a pre-order right now for the last story. So, yeah.
But
So,
I've heard it's worse than Sonic the Hedgehog 4 episode.
what?
I've heard that it was better.
I'm gonna have
I've
to.
heard both.
I'm eventually gonna have to figure out a way to play.
About it?
Let's see. So, I guess the last and final question here. What would you do to improve the game?
improve the gameplay, first of all, remove the sluggish controls.
Yep, fix controls, fix the actual engine because the physics engine is horrible. I would fix the graphics and instead of making it 2.5D, I would make it 2D, as in sprites.
Yeah, I thought that some of the problems could actually be solved through sprites as well because of, all the movement and animation issues.
Mm-hmm. And they could make it even more fluid.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Link, you got any ideas?
Better
and
music.
Yes, better music.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking as well but at the same time, it's kind of unfair to say that because remember, okay, you had Michael Jackson on some of this stuff, and it's kind of hard to get a hold of the guy now. So.
But that's not true because take other games though. Sonic Adventure 2,
Sonic Colors.
Sonic Adventure 1, Colors, Generations.
Well, I haven't actually
Unleashed.
heard Colors' soundtrack.
Colors' soundtrack is
Yeah.
amazing.
It is really amazing.
And
it's
produced by Jun Seno.
Let's see. I guess we went over, some of the notes I wrote down, we kind of went over when we approached them.
Oh my god, someone came out with a Werehog Sonic Generations.
Wait, a Werehog level on Generations?
No, Werehog replaces Sonic with the Werehog.
Yep.
Wow. Both adorable and awesome at the same time.
But yeah, yeah, most of the improvements I've written down here, we kind of went over beforehand. But I think this one needs to be reiterated. The entire game feels like it was trying too hard to appeal to the classic series while failing to be unique. And my example for this would be that quote-unquote casino night zone for Sonic 4. Because there were those springs and slots and everything, and even some of the, objects were pretty much straight up ripped from Sonic 2 and put into here with a new graphical update. Like the slot machines, those bumpers, the flippers, the springs.
I remember hitting the card at level in old lives, so before I reached the little card platforming area, I had 30 lives. Leaving the card platform area, I had 5 lives.
Now I know why that final stretch is just retarded. It's just straight up stupid and was frustrating beyond belief.
One thing that I do have to add is that the game was too easy because you can get so many lives and just farm in that level to get 100 and something lives. However,
it's also frustrating.
I found the last boss of the game to be difficult because you had to use the homing attack, and that would get me killed.
Yeah, homing attack definitely needs to be taken out. But yeah. Here's a sub-note to that previous note. Levels felt too derivative of previous games without really having any breakout level design or aesthetics. So, like we said, or like you said, like Splash Hill Zone, then we had the Casino Zone, and then we had,
the Labyrinth, which was
the Labyrinth was,
and then Mad Gear, which was Metropolis.
Well, actually, the entire aesthetic to the Mad Gear Zone was I can't remember that one zone, but it was, or the name of that one zone from Sonic 2. But, even the enemies were pretty much straight up taken from there.
Yeah, like I said, Metropolis.
That's the name of it?
Yeah.
Alright. I thought it was different, but I got my instruction booklet here for the Mega Collection. Should have that in here. Sorry for doubting you, but it's gonna bug me
You
until I check it.
you doubt me of my Sonic knowledge?
Oh,
You invite me in here and you doubt me? I'm offended, good sir.
well. Oh,
Sad
hey, guess
face.
what?
No, it's okay.
No. It's like, well, it didn't list the zones, but
Yeah.
under extra controls here, it says in Metropolis Zone, use left and right to turn the metal nut up or down the screw. So yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
I thought it was something else, but I guess I'm apparently wrong. So fuck me.
Do not question our knowledge, although I do accept.
But yeah, I mean, you guys can easily list like unique zones from previous games that haven't really been, copied ever since, and you can easily name soundtracks from previous games as well that haven't been copied.
Have they copied Flying Battery Zone?
No, and
No.
I knew that one was
Scrap
gonna come
Brain?
up. What was that one?
Scrap Brain Zone?
Scrap Brain.
Believe it or not, I have not ever played Scrap Brain Zone.
Lucky man.
I know, I really should get to that one.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that there was a stage in CD that was similar to Scrap Brain, but not exactly. I mean,
How about that Oil Ocean Zone, huh?
oil. No one wants to play Oil Ocean.
No.
No.
I just
Oh.
kind of remember it because of its music. What was that one
Yep.
pyramid level from
Sandopolis Zone.
Sandopolis? Yeah, that reminds me. Sandopolis did a better, darkness gimmick than Sonic 4. You didn't have to
Yep.
it had the ghosts and everything, and you didn't
But
have
it's
to
like,
muck
oh
about
hey,
with
you hit the
torches.
switch and then they go away. Then you have to run for your life, and then oh, here's another switch that you just have to press, and you keep on doing that throughout the level.
But oh no, Sonic 4. Well, solve this puzzle, and if you get it ever so slightly wrong, then fuck you.
You know what? You know what? Badnik I hated in Sonic for the little ones that would pop up. Like you're running down that long straightaway. Like finally, straightaway, boom, mole Badnik, whatever. So hits you.
Yeah, what was his name?
That's why you always had to be like in your little spin ball.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. This Sonic 4 doesn't really give you too much to, actually do that.
Terrible.
But yeah, I mean, you get, like I said, there's all these unique zones that they were able to come up with, and they haven't really copied them since. I mean, even and even then, like when they reused ideas, they didn't, straight out and about copy them. They took them as influence. Like, for example, Casino Night Zone from Sonic 2. Like, you could see influences of that in, what was it, Carnival Night Zone?
My favorite level of any Sonic game would have to be Eggman Land from Sonic Unleashed.
Oh, Eggman Land was awesome, and that was actually a challenge.
It was a challenge. It was great because it's finally the culmination of seeing what all Dr. Robotnik wanted in the beginning, or Dr. Eggman.
It is not Dr. Eggman. Fuck that name.
Well, it's always been Eggman in Japan.
Yeah. They call him Dr. Robotnik over here because it appealed more to the American audience.
No,
Yep.
fuck Eggman. Fuck
They did.
Eggman all the time. Just fuck it.
Another thing, they don't, the Sally and Sonic Archie series, they don't like the character Sally or Rotor in Japan. That's why you'll barely see them over there.
Wait, what? Oh, they weren't created in Japan?
Nope.
The people don't like the characters. In fact,
Oh, they don't like them?
I don't even think they exist.
Eh.
I don't know. I like Rotor. I like
I don't know.
I like Bunny. Sally's kind of a bitch, but
Yeah, she
That
kinda
was
is.
the bit.
I
Like,
like
I'm just going
Sally
off of-
more than Amy.
I'm just going
Let's-
off of stuff I remember and, like, the last couple of comics I saw posted on V. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said that,
I've always
because now
been
they're
mean
going
to
to be
the
all
boss.
over the
They're
place.
gonna know.
They're gonna know, fuck me.
They're gonna know also Coco's the Sonic discussion with the comics usually.
Oh, do they usually post them there?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I might have to give that a little look-see, because I'm not all for reading all of them in order and in series and everything, but some of them are kind of interesting. Like
I can
someone
tell
posted
you what
someone
to
posted
start.
like someone posted the Genesis series there, and that was
The
actually kind of
Genesis, it was alright as a four-parter.
well. They
What
also
happened
posted the
after?
comic that
Usually,
came before.
usually the video tie-in series aren't that great
No, not really.
because it's not who's the writer? Ian Flynn? Is it Ian Flynn? That's the writer, or is he the artist?
No, Ian Flynn is the he writes the story and stuff. I actually
Yeah,
have a signed convention exclusive of the Genesis part 4
Ian
thing.
Fl-
It's
Ian
really cool.
Flynn, born May 31st, 1982, also known by his internet pen name Ian Poto, is an American comic writer. He has been chief writer for Archie's Sonic the Hedgehog comic since issue number 160. Thank you, Wikipedia.
And I was about to say, if you want to start with 160.
Uh,
yeah,
That's when it starts getting good again.
that's when
all
it's
right.
getting really good.
But I'm not really sure if I have a favorite zone of myself. I just kind of liked, I guess it's kind of cheap to do this, but I just kind of like out of all the games I've played, I like the levels of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 the most. And when I finally got around to playing through it all, I think Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles also have quite a good set as well. So
Such a great game.
it is. It really is. I even
Yeah.
beat it completely with Sonic and Tails to get all the Super Emeralds, and I even completely beat it with Tails. And when I looked at my save file today, it was like I was still in the middle of working through Knuckles, but I forgot where a good chunk of the rings are, or Super Rings were. But not that.
And that,
I guess it doesn't really matter when you can just use level select at the end of it all and just
yeah.
go back.
That was
You know,
another great thing Sonic brought in. Level select.
Well, here's the thing. I like the way how Sonic 3 did level select over how Sonic 4 did level select. Because here, you can only select levels that you cleared first.
Yeah.
And even
yeah.
then, you would basically start the game from there and continue to play the levels in order until you reach the end.
Mm-hmm.
But here, it's like, oh, you don't feel like doing this? Well, that's okay. Choose another area if you want. Or not. It doesn't matter.
To beat the boss. Oh,
Woo!
no.
Boss time! Boss is its own separate level. Ah.
The immediate first boss, I was like, oh, it's just the same boss. And he started doing the little twirling thing, slamming the ball. Oh, that's frightening. I'm just
Twirling,
gonna kill you
swirling
now.
I mean, I have no problem with bosses being their own level because they've been doing that at least since what? Sonic 2?
No.
No, even Sonic 1, right?
No, Sonic 1 combined
Did it?
bosses with a
No, they
third
did.
act. No.
Now,
Bosses as a separate level were pretty much not until the adventure games.
No,
actually,
no, I remember that at least one of them. I know that CD did, definitely.
CD?
he
Yeah,
actually
I guess you're right. CD did kind of do that, but there was still a bit of
There
short
was
section of
like,
level that you had
yeah,
to play through.
a little bit of
there's
level.
very little, and
Basically,
even
the way CD set it up was like, okay, when you got to the boss level, it was basically seeing the results of your time travel. Like, seeing what that zone had become. Because if
Pretty
you got all
much.
good, then pretty
Then you
much...
got everything was happy and pretty, and then if you didn't get everything or didn't stop the machines, then it was like, well, everything's dark and scary and
Yeah.
Robotnik ruined everything.
So, yeah.
'Cause- yeah.
But other than CD, all the bosses were part of the final act of the zone. So, like, you didn't go to a special level. until the adventure games came along, in which they were like their own events. Well, I think that covers all my questions here. Anything you guys want to mention here?
I remembered one more game that uses the whole boss as another level. It was Sonic 3D Blast, but that doesn't count.
Of course it counts. It's the best in the entire series.
Oh
The best
my
in the
God.
series. Only the best.
3D
Blast.
isometric platforming is
Let's
horrible.
collect birds. The collecting birds are fun.
The best game of all
That-
time.
That's
Sonic
not
3D
Sonic
Blast.
R.
Oh no, Sonic
Oh, that's
the
another
Fighter.
can of worms altogether.
Don't you talk shit about Sonic the Fighters. Bark
That
the
is a-
Polar Bear is
that
Do
is
you
awesome.
feel the sunshine?
Barking
Right-
bro.
Do you feel that sunshine?
Does it brighten up your day?
Do you feel that sunshine?
Hold on.
Oh fuck, he's
Oh,
he's
please,
doing
no.
it. Yeah, he's doing it.
No, he's not doing
he's
it.
doing it.
No, you're not
Yes,
doing
he's
it.
doing it. Come
No.
on, bro. Come on.
No.
Hit me up. I need it, bro.
It's gonna sound like shit over his mic if he does it.
Now just use the computer.
Oh. Well, that's true.
Come on, bro. Where's it at? I
I'm
need that
coming.
fucking
I'm
sunshine.
coming. Hold on.
God damn, how long does it take to YouTube it?
Because it's a YTMND.
Oh, it's a YM. Oh,
Wait,
you're
is
going
it the one
old
where...
school.
Oh, I'm not gonna say anything.
You're going old school on this shit now, aren't you?
I know exactly the one that you're gonna try to find, too.
Oh god, that one's so great.
It is.
Make sure to post a link in it so that I can share that with
But I think that was it. Hold on.
so I can share it with everyone who's watching this wonderful video. Let's see, or soon to be video, I guess, as of right now. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking through my GameCube games here, trying to find the Sonic Gems collection where Sonic R is on.
Mhm.
And so far, I have Sonic Adventure 2 Battle in my left hand and Sonic Adventure DX in my right. Let's see.
Now you have to go back to both DX and Adventure 2 and see if it's in there, and if it's not, there's gonna be another game in there. And it's just like, oh, well,
Well,
I gotta
I want to
backtrack.
see. I wonder if Labyrinth really is in DX.
It is, I checked it.
It is.
The thing is, you need to collect emblems to unlock it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that wasn't that like post game that you had to do that.
No, not really. Okay, let's see. To unlock Sonic Labyrinth. Okay, for Labyrinth, you have to complete 20 missions in mission mode.
So they did actually. Ah, fuck me.
Yeah.
Who? Now I gotta look up at one point who actually worked on that. Oh, Cat, please don't. I'm not interested in trying to pull you out. Where is my Sonic Gems collection? Huh. Huh. So, yeah, still waiting on that fun times there, bro.
You can't find it.
I found it, but it. Screw it.
You found
It's good
it.
enough. It's good
just,
enough.
Just link it, and I can play it, because I obviously have not seen this before. Oh boy, here we go. Can you?
Yeah,
wait a
this
minute.
is the one.
Wait a minute. Isn't this the one with the Tails doll?
Tails doll.
Oh fuck, that was yeah. Nope. that was a bit of a nope. It's like it wouldn't have been so bad if I didn't hear the slowdown. It was like, yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah. I
It's like,
remember
look,
seeing that, and it was like, no.
I don't know if it was actually real in the game or if
what,
it
the
was just
Tails doll?
creepypasta. Yeah.
You can actually unlock the Tails doll.
I can unlock Tails doll, but there was supposed to be like some way you could play
There
the
was a
level.
creepypasta if it was like, oh, if you use Tails doll and tagged everyone except
Yeah, it was like,
Supersonic Blast, your soul will get sucked out and spaghetti will fall out of your pockets. And then you were a bear. And it's like,
It's was
uh-huh.
fair.
yeah, so.
Tails.
It's
I was,
like,
I was
I was like,
legitimately
yep, nope.
afraid.
Were pretty amusing.
I was legitimately afraid of this thing for the longest time.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that and the music started getting low, I was like, nope.
When I first saw Tails, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" His just eyes are soulless, and they
Can
never.
you feel the sunshine?
But yeah, no, just no. I'm not. See, I was never one for horror games and horror genre, period. So,
Don't play Sonic R. You might kill it.
so viewers, if you or future viewers, if you want to check this link out, just how do you get the screen region even smaller? Because it's not going down. Whatever. But yeah, there's the link. Check it out. I think I'm pretty much done here, unless you has got anything you want to plug.
Can you feel the sunshine?
So no final words or anything. That's it.
I don't know.
I wanted to destroy this game from my Steam list, but
Yeah, I wish I could like delete it permanently, like off the face of the earth. But
I
that
mean,
won't
it'd be
happen.
different if it came in a physical copy form because then I'd have to get it because collect syndrome.
I still have my Sonic 2006, and I haven't broken it in half yet.
I still have to.
I am deemed to play that game to the ends of time.
Well, I don't really have anything except for okay. Well, I I beat it. I've got all the emeralds. Now I got to figure out some way to acquire it on PSN, and also check out my blog. And it's like my blog is Wago. Oh, that voice crack.
Lego Design.
WegoDesigns.wordpress.com.
Because you want design with Lego.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, balls of steel. No, I can't do that.
Balls.
There you go.
Steel.
And also, I guess I need a plug for Vine Sauce because I've been having these videos posted on the blog. And if you haven't been checking out the Vine Sauce blog, well then, fuck you.
Vine Sauce Ninja, because we hate video games.
VineSauce.com.
Sauce video.
Oh, God.
Fuck. I forgot about that, and I was...
You didn't expect that to happen?
Simultaneously, it's like as soon as she said that, I was like...
I thought you start with it.
I was this close to finishing this video without one of those, but nope.
Nope, you get Nugu.
It's like, nope.
I wouldn't be Makuni if he didn't get Nugu.
I could go death.
Alright, well, thanks for calling in.
Go fast. Gotta go fast.
It's been fun talking to you guys, and...
You're too slow.
Yeah, I'm cutting it off
Can you kill him first? Because I want to say goodbye, but he doesn't want to.
Well, I was literally about to hit stop here, so yeah.
Okay.
If you want to say goodbye, just say goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, I would have thought you said...
Sayonara, Shadow.
Anyway, stopping now.